everyone. I am very delighted to be with you. Episode 85. 85 means there was 84 before this, and this is the 85th episode of the FB Facebook Live series, The Glow. Coming to you in the twilight hour, Friday evening in Asheville, North Carolina. And twilight is my favorite time of the day. In filmmaking, they call it the magic hour. And really every hour is the magic hour. However, it can be a little easier to notice in the twilight hour. And I'm so grateful to be present with you, to be alive with you, to come from this depth of... Welcome, Liz. To come from this depth of relaxation and alertness. So there's a sense of relaxed alertness. Relaxed, at ease, but alert, attentive, present, awake. The balance of these two energies. And when these two energies are balanced and connected, welcome Tati. When these two energies are balanced and connected, that's when we're able to be aware of the magic, and that's where we're co-creative participants in the magic that arises. So, we can be relaxed and be in a state of lethargy, in a state of stagnation, in a state of unconscious stupor, kind of sitting in front of the TV, eating potato chips, vegging out, right? We can be in a state of alertness that's tense, that has anxiety, that feels the pressure, tight. But we can bring both of these energies together, relaxed and alert, what I often call relaxed excitement. Relaxed excitement. Can be in a state of relaxed excitement. Excitement because we don't know what's going to happen next. We don't know what's going to arise next. We don't know what we're going to experience next. So instead of feeling a state of anxiousness about this inherent truth, because the truth is no one knows what's going to happen next, right? No one is absolutely certain. No one is able to control, and you don't really want to control. If you controlled, that would be sort of like being dead. It would be incredibly boring. So what brings a sense of excitement and the aliveness and the passion is not knowing. And so instead of resisting the not knowing, spiritual term I don't use as much these days, spiritual awakening really means fully, wholly, completely, and totally embracing the unknown. Fully, wholly, and completely embracing not knowing. Not knowing what? Not knowing anything. Not knowing anything. So there's what we call letting go, right? I want to let go. I want to let go. I want to let go of control. It's easy to let go of control once you realize you've never had it anyway. That's when it becomes easy to let go of control. The illusion of control. So to fully and completely let go, to fully and completely embrace the unknown, to fully and completely embrace not knowing, to fully and completely embrace not knowing anything means what? Means the mind becomes quiet. There's a stillness, like a lake on a mountaintop at midnight, with the moon reflecting clearly into it. Oh, there's a stillness. The mind becomes quiet, still, clear, open, infinite, expanded, without borders, without limits. The 0 point. And from this openness, from this expansion, from this infinitude, from the 0 point, the deepest, purest creative energy arises. Namaste, Kavita. Thank you for being here. Who else is coming in through? Jane's coming in from the UK. Liz is here from my hometown of Asheville. Tati, I believe, is in Kansas, Missouri. One of those two. Kansas City. Kansas City is a tough one because it's in 2 states, right? So there's this embrace, to embrace the unknown, to embrace not knowing. This is the great misinterpretation, misunderstanding, the sense that the awakened beings have all the knowledge. You know, they've accumulated, they've hoarded up, they've gathered up, they've stored up, they're holding up, they're gathering, you know, they're gathering all the knowledge and they have it and they're holding it and they got it and they want more and more and more and more now and more. But it's actually the opposite. It's actually the awakened ones, the seers, have let go. Have let go of everything. Have let go of everything. And so, the wisdom is not in knowing, the wisdom is in not knowing. The wisdom is in not knowing. Alan Watts had one of the great book titles of all time, in my opinion, and the title was The Wisdom of Insecurity. The Wisdom of Insecurity. The Wisdom of Insecurity. Because everything is changing, everything is moving, everything is shifting. Everything is constantly in motion, except for that which is not a thing, which is the essence of who we are, infinite essence of who we are. And more people that I'm working with personally are re-anchoring themselves, which is really exciting, because I've been talking about this stuff for a long time, right? But I'm feeling people re-anchoring into this essence of knowing and realizing who and what they really are. Anchoring into the still point and then expressing and creating in the world of form, and that's when the magic is possible. Whether it's twilight or not, the magic is possible, you know? So to anchor into the space of not knowing anything, not from a place of stupidity, but from the place of the highest intelligence imaginable. It's the highest intelligence imaginable. It transcends knowledge. Knowledge is limited, but the intelligence that I'm pointing at is unlimited, because you become a co-creative participant in the universe, moment by moment by moment by moment, and then you can go live. You can go on Facebook Live, and you just know what to say. When it's time to say it, you say it. When it's time to say this, you say this. When it's time to say that, you say that. You know what to say because you're plugged in, because you're locked in, because you're like a clear, open channel for the universal creative intelligence to move through you. Bam! Right now. And now. And now. And now. And now. And now. And always right now. Always right now. Always right now. So it is in a sense like a channeling. You don't have to talk in some kind of like weird voice or manipulate your face in some kind of strange way or create some kind of alternative story. What you're channeling is the highest expression of the unique individuality, which is you, the unique individual channel, which is you. You're channeling yourself. You're channeling yourself. Who is yourself? Who am I? How do I know who I am? How do I discover who I am? Well, let me check my planets. Let me check my astrology. Let me check, the psychological charts and so forth. But this is knowledge. Knowledge has its place, but there's something that transcends knowledge, which is alive and it's now, and no one can describe it. No one can understand it. No one can comprehend it. No one can grasp it. It's too magical. It's too miraculous. It's too here. It's too now. It's this right here. And there's no explanation for this. Spirituality of any kind, New Age spirituality, New Age paths, religious paths, scientific dogma, philosophy, psychology, nothing can explain this moment, and this moment does not need to be explained. This moment does not need to be explained. This moment's not asking for your explanation. This moment is here. It's now. It's too fast for explanations. It's too fast for rationalizations. It's too fast for cause and effect. It's too fast. It moves. It's now. It's now. It's now. Are you here now? Are you in the game? Are you in the game? Are you in the energy? Are you in the energy? I had a friend who, Bobby West, when I was living in California, and Bobby West was like, kind of like sleeping on the by the railroad tracks for a while by the food co-op. But he would but he was really into like eating healthy and smoothies. So he would like plug his smoothie into the side of the outlet on the side of the co-op, and he would make smoothies out there, and he would drink smoothies, and he wore like a what do you call that thing? Like some kind of a, not a suit, but some kind of variation of a suit. Anyway, he dressed nice. And he had a life coach, and he would call up his life coach, and he'd tell his life coach all his problems, all his things he's going through, everything that's happening, all the issues he's having. And his coach would say, "Are you in the energy?" And Bobby West would say, "What do you mean? Am I in the? I don't. What do you mean? Am I in the energy? What do you mean? Am I in the energy? I'm telling you everything. I'm happy. That's all you have to say. Am I in the energy?" And then this guy would say, the coach, "Are you in the energy?" And Bobby West would say, "I don't know if I'm in the energy. I'm trying to tell you my problems. I'm trying to ask for a solution. All you're saying is, am I in the energy?" And the guy would say, "Are you in the energy?" He just kept saying, "Are you in the energy?" And Bobby West was getting really frustrated, But then Bobby West realized that this is actually the most important question. Are you in the energy? None of the other questions are actually really that important. They're secondary questions, unless until you realize this question, which is, are you in the energy? Are you in the energy? Right? Are you in the energy? Thank you, Angelique. I appreciate it. Thank you, Jane. It's good to see some new folks here. This just kind of happens when it happens, which I love. You know, there's a time where it was like every, you know, the sitcom comes on every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock and you have to be there to watch it. And it's 26 minutes with canned laughter, right? And these jokes aren't funny, and then people are laughing. You hear this laughing recording, and you're like, why are these people laughing? It's not funny, you know? So this has no canned laughter. There's no set time that it happens. There's no set length of time. I just go till I don't feel like going anymore. And it's amazing. It's beautiful. Whoever's here is here. Whoever's not here is here. Majority of the people watch on the archives. There's ways to plug in more deeply. The links are below me. There's personal life coaching packages. There's books. There's online courses. There's retreats, including one at the end of the month, including one at the end of next month. What else is there? Oh, there's a secret glow. That's our subscription community where we go in deep and explore if anything's possible, what do we create, and help people in transforming their lives in every area of their life, including physical self, mental self, emotional self, relationships, community, family, work, finances, and the spirit, knowing who you are and why you're here, and the way to trans suffering as the core, as the root of all of those aspects of yourself. So it's so good to be present, and from the space of presence, it's so good to be of service, you know? It's so good to be of service in a way that comes from the flow state, that flows from the present moment, that brings the deepest sense of self-actualization from the core essence of self-realization. So, saying it a different way, from the ground of being, from the recognition and realization of the ground of being, who you really are, you're able to become all there is to become, each day, each moment, each second. And embody the true divinity of who and what you are. Does anyone have any questions or comments of any kind? Share them now. And just to share too, I don't always see all the comments. Somehow Facebook doesn't allow me to see them all sometimes. So if I'm not responding to you personally right now, don't take it personally. It's probably means I just couldn't see what you were sharing. Feel free to share in the archives as well. And have fun, you know? Yeah, we think ourselves apart. And when we think ourselves apart, we get caught in this illusion of separation and feel like we're disconnected from the energy, and we're in a contracted state, a state of resistance, in a state of contraction, in a state of resistance, in a state of attachment, identification to the ego. We lose connection of the awareness that we're always in the energy, and act and respond and make decisions and choices and say things to people and say things to ourselves from this space of disconnection and separation. And to realize from state of being present that we're in the energy and we are the one, then we move in the world from this place. Welcome, Martin, joining us from the state of California. It's slowly getting darker. It's slowly getting darker. If we go long enough, we'll just be sitting in the dark together, standing in the dark together. And the only candle will be our hearts, lighting up the universes. Every universe arises and falls, and yet the essence of who we are remains. Yeah, I would say so. We are our only limit, right? The other thing too, Liz, is that there's always two different levels of speaking to these truths. There's the level of duality and a level of non-duality. Going a little deeper here because you and I have had extended conversations about these subjects. So you can speak it from the non-dual level, the absolute level, or the relative level, right? So from the absolute level, there's not much to say, right? We're always the one, we always will be the one, always will be the one. There's no limit. And then there's the relative level, which there's a lot to say, but it's only relatively true, right? But yes, I would say from the relative level, we are our only limit. Yes. And that creates a deep depth of empowerment. And it brings a sense of responsibility, which many of us fear that sense of responsibility. You know, we don't want the sense of responsibility. We want someone else to blame. When you recognize and realize there's no one else to blame, and you take full sense of responsibility for your own suffering, for your own thoughts, feelings, decisions, actions, then there's a great sense of empowerment that comes into being, and then all things are possible. You know, love is not dependent upon anything external outside anymore. Love is recognized to be within. Peace is not dependent on anything external anymore. Peace is recognized to be within. Freedom is not dependent on anything external anymore. Freedom is recognized to be within. May we recognize the peace, the freedom, the love, and the empowerment that we truly are, And may we express it in the world. Check out the links below if you want to plug in more deeply. Great things are happening, and you are a part of it. See you in the next now.